Almost had a sneeze. And they smell like fry bread.
There are worse things to smell like.
There is worse things to smell like, but it's just like when that fry bread smell gets on your clothes, it's just like, oh, well, you know.
I don't know. There's things that we've lived in our life that are supposed to be good smelling things that turn into horrible smelling things after a while. And you know the one I'm about to say, probably popcorn. When you work in a movie theater for a long enough time, it
smells delicious and this and that, but then when you work with it constantly and that butter,
you go home and it's just stuck on you, and you're like, oh. So this is off to a great start.
Hello, everybody. I'm KMB The Sexy Ninja.
And I'm Doug.
I'm telling you, I'm still working on that theme song. It's coming out great. It's just like...
That was probably the most enthusiastic I've said on Doug in a while, too.
I know. So don't do that, though. You're going to throw off the song because it's like, I am KMB The Sexy Ninja. And Doug.
Are you trying to go for like a Tenacious D sort of thing?
Sort of. I've been messing around.
Yeah, that makes me think of, some of their songs where you just have Jack Black just going in.
Just going in and just like, and Doug.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 2, The Star-Spangled Man. Almost said kid, because he pretty much was a...
I mean, comparatively, yeah. I mean, Falcon's the youngest person out of everyone right now, I think. Mm-hmm. And...
I like how he has his own Falcon sidekick.
And that was one of the little neat things we got from the first episode is that kid does become, in the comic books, become Falcon later on after he becomes Cap. So I'm just like wondering if that's what's going to happen.
No, I'm guessing that's what's going to happen, but... okay, let's just jump on in. Your overall feeling for this episode.
It was weird. It didn't end at a spot I was happy with.
Oh.
Like, they bring up Zemo... And then you get like that big operatic thing and see him in a cell, which that made me laugh because it was just so out of nowhere.
You know, he's just sitting there. It was like over.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, because I lost track of time in that episode. Like, it's
this is a fast paced like if this was a movie, yeah, you'd be like, oh. But I feel like they did shoot it like a movie, and they shot the whole thing, and they're like, all right, well, let's cut here because this seems like a good place to cut for TV.
I don't know. The first one seemed to have a pretty definite end, like when they introduced John Walker as.
Well, that's what I mean. Maybe
America.
Somebody was like, "I work in TV." Then you get the next person like, "I do movies," and cut right here.
Yeah.
No Zemo.
It still wasn't like a terrible spot to end necessarily. It was a cliffhanger, so to speak. But this is like what 6 episodes is the entire.
Yeah. Well, once Bucky got in there, I felt like things are finally their chemistry.
Oh, they've always had that, though.
They always had it, but now we get to see it more. And when Bucky's just like, I'm going with you.
Yeah. Well, no, and I think, like, I haven't watched many things with Sebastian Stan in it. But Anthony Mackie and him together are just such a good combo. Like, I think that's some of my favorite parts whenever they're together in something. Like, in Civil War, all of their interactions were golden.
Can you move the chair up?
No. And he just slides to the side, and then Cap kisses Agent 13, and they're both back just like...
Yeah. But overall for me, the episode, it was weird, but it still was good in a way, but there wasn't that much more of, not drama, but more emotional... like in the first episode, they're like, yeah, he killed his grandson,
I don't know, the thing with Isaiah... That was pretty heart-wrenching. And then the thing immediately after where the racist cop shows up.
Oh, yeah. That was a statement, though. I felt like, because as soon as that came out, I was like, yeah. And then it's like, you don't know him? He's like, the Falcon.
Bucky's just like, look who you're talking to. And I don't know, part of me hates that resolved the situation where I'm just like, dude, this guy's being racist. The fact that you're a hero should not change the fact that he's being racist.
Well, that's the problem.
And then Bucky's the one that leaves in chains.
The therapy session in the cell, and then in the interrogation room was the best.
So I think it was, but I think the setup for it kind of annoyed me because the therapist is a court-appointed one for Bucky. But... not for Falcon. So when she's like, you're coming too, and he's like, no, I think I'm good here. That wasn't a request. And you're like, what authority does she have to force him to do that?
I think it's just because maybe he talks about him all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe.
He's like, I just want him to be my friend.
Dude, that talk was deep though. Like, it's, you really understand Bucky's motivation for being pissed off at Falcon just because he's like, Sam, Steve trusted you to do that, and you were making Steve seem wrong. So does that mean Steve is wrong about me too?
No, that hurt.
And I was just like, no, come on.
But Sam did have a good point when he was just like, it wasn't your right to do that. But he's like, right. Somebody like you from, I was just like, oh, he's pulling that card on him.
I will say one of my favorite non-serious lines of that episode was the there are no such thing as wizards.
Oh,
what about we're not going chasing Gandalf. How do you know who Gandalf is? I read The Hobbit in 80 or 31 when it came out. And you're just like, dang.
What about Doctor Strange?
He's a sorcerer. No, sorcerer is just a wizard without a hat.
Everyone knows that.
I just made it up on the spot. It's like, okay, because that's their interactions, and that was something you never got from Bucky and Cap.
Well, Cap's always been very
stoic,
straight-laced, and his jokes are very subtle. It's like in the first Avengers.
His jokes are more about his ignorance than about an actual joke he made.
I got that reaction.
I got that reference. I got it.
Yeah.
No, but then like even when he's interacting with Sam Wilson, like Cap and Sam, that was still a very like Sam was the one making the jokes. Steve was being kind of stoic, but kind of just brushed them off. Where Sam and Bucky throw them at each other.
Yeah,
and I think that's what makes it. Because
come on. Do you see Captain America, Steve Rogers throwing puns at somebody?
No, and that's the point. That's what I'm saying though. That's what makes this such a great culmination of what they've done. Is
I'm trying to think like the best zinger that Captain. Oh, language. And then they just blast him for it.
That's not going away anytime soon. I don't know. I think his best one, which like there was no one there to actually hear it, but. That is America's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that one, you're like, okay, that was a really funny thing, but there was no one around to see it, so it's not like he was acting like that in front of anyone. So, but that's, Falcon is also always making jokes. Bucky never makes jokes unless he's with Falcon. Like...
And I think, seeing more Sebastian Stan, too, not be so, like... the White Panther line?
Actually, it's the White Wolf. What? Which that actually had me thinking is after the events of Endgame, I'm really surprised that Falcon's wings aren't vibranium.
Well,
like because like these people saved the world, and Wakanda is now kind of like opened up at the end of Black Panther about what they are. So I'm very surprised they don't go, okay, we trust you guys a lot. Here's wings for him. Bucky got to keep his arm.
Well, Bucky got to keep his arm, but I didn't see T'Challa being like, hey, Sam.
Why not? Why wouldn't he be that to every Avenger? Why wouldn't it just be like, hey, Thor, you want vibranium on your hammer? I don't need it. Okay.
He earned the name, the Lone Wolf.
The White Wolf?
Well, White Wolf. So that's why he gets the vibranium.
That was also I thought that was a pretty hilarious line when they're walking. He's like, oh, it's the Black Falcon. It's just Falcon. No, my daddy said it's the Black Falcon.
You're just a black kid. See?
Yeah.
He's like,
is it because I'm black and I'm the Falcon? Does that make you black kid?
See? How does it make you feel? He walks off.
The friend's just laughing at it next to him, and I'm just like, no, that's fair.
The writing's great, and like I said, we'll see where this goes. It's just one of those things. Like this episode was like, it's very fast paced, and you lost track of time. I lost track of time because when it was over and they were talking, walking down that. Alleyway, and they're like, and then they go, I'm gonna see him. He's like, hey, and then it's like,
yeah, no, the editing I think is one of the things I do have a bit of a problem on this one with how fast like things go from here to here to here to here, like they leave from somewhere evidently in the States and are suddenly in Munich.
Oh yeah,
and you're like, okay, well, and then they're just sitting there staring at each other, and I was just like. They've probably been staring at each other like that the entire flight. Like, let's not lie to ourselves. They're probably sitting there and just like glaring at each other the entire time.
With one of these shows, like it's with this episode in particular, it's like with The Mandalorian coming out the gate with making these episodes like 25, less than 30 minutes, a little bit over 30 minutes, and then like it's an adventure, and then it's over. You're like, oh, crap. Mm-hmm. This one was like, oh, we're gonna end it there. Really?
Well, and it's just one of those things that, like, at least with WandaVision, it was, you knew the episode was coming to an end because, like, it tapered off and hit that. This does just seem like it's a mini-series, not so much of a TV show. We have this entire story we're telling in bits and pieces, where WandaVision was like a self-contained story with the overarching story.
And with the fact with WandaVision, like, at the end of every episode, I had a question. I was like, wait, then all the theories start. Like this one, I'm like, I can kind of see where it's gonna go.
They
like,
mentioned the power broker, like directly mentioned the power broker,
and like I can see where it's going. I can understand where it's going. Like, but with WandaVision, with great writing on that show, it's kind of like, I don't know where this is going at all.
Especially like the first 3 episodes, you're like, what the hell is going on? And the 4th one kind of ends with Wanda throwing Monica out, and you're just like, oh, geez, there's just so much more to this.
Yeah, and but that I think somebody who took that was somebody from TV. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's taken this is somebody from the film because it looks like a movie.
Yeah.
Like, even though WandaVision looked like a movie, it still played out like a TV show, you know. But I really enjoy it. I feel like I can't wait to see where we go in the next episode. I am kind of, like, I'm sad. I'm not sad that it's only 6 episodes. It's not even a season, a series. Because WandaVision, they're not going to do season 2 of WandaVision.
I mean, the last episode of that one was literally called series finale, so...
Still heartbreaking. Like, I rewatched it the other day, and then everything, when they're all saying goodbye and this and that, I'm just like, what? No, why do you have to go through so much shit?
I will say something that kind of bothers me so far about this, it being only 6 episodes, is they've alluded to so many, just so many characters in general, but characters we know are going to be in the show that we have gotten a very small snippet of or nothing. Because they flat out were like, they brought up what happened the last time that we just went and got the shield. It got Sharon put on like the an enemy of the state, which I was first like, she was working with the World Council, not with the United States, so shouldn't she be a world enemy? But also did they keep mentioning her or something alluding to that? I'm like, we have not even seen her yet. Can we see her? Because I'm really interested in what's going on with her.
With USA Agent, or the new Captain America, we talked about it in the beginning, like how flippy he was. Like in the starting, he's like, I'm so scared.
He's super nervous about doing it, and then he's just kind of
I'm an asshole. But I think that's just him in general, like, because he talked about I'm the best and this and that. And I feel like, too, they're going to reveal, like, no, he had a little bit of super soldier serum. Because every time he's throwing that shield, I'm like,
dude, you're watching that, and you're like, how can he not be a super soldier doing that?
Yeah. Oh, and the whole allude to when they went to that house and, like, him being a super soldier.
Isaiah?
Yeah. And that was just like, oh, shit, and it was just like, that was heartbreaking, too, because... Like, they did terrible things to me. And what happened with Steve? Got put on the pedestal and became Captain America.
Well, that guy came after Cap, though, because Bucky said he met him in 51.
Yeah.
So that would have been after Cap had already gone away. They did more testing of the super
soldier serum.
That. And they decided, hey, it worked on this guy. Let's test him more, like they were kind of going to do to Steve. And then Steve just kind of went... I'm joining the USO to go on tour.
Well, it's like the super soldier serum is something that's been playing out since the Incredible Hulk. Like when they mentioned it in the Incredible Hulk, and I was just like, I feel like that's gonna be kind of like their thing going forward, because it's always gonna be like super soldier serum, or something of the Stones effects. It's one of those things in the story. You can be like, super soldier serum. Everybody agree? Writing room. Let's do this.
Well, and that's okay. So, but what I am thinking is with the Flag Smashers, I think that's the power broker. I don't think that has anything to do with necessarily super soldier serums themselves, unless the power broker has access to them, and that's how they're explaining how he does what he does. But yeah,
my wife hates USA Agent. Like she just like, and every time I see it too, and I'm like, get that shield out of his hands.
I will say one of the things was my wife and I watch it with subtitles, and when Bucky is getting out of jail and it says Captain America saying this, I'm like, that's not right. don't give him that title, because it's harsh to watch, and I'm just like, imagine. I mean, this isn't what happened in real life, but imagine had Chris Evans passed, and that's why they're doing what they were doing instead with the USA Agent. How much of a defilement would that feel to have just this person where like, I really hate him, and he's got Cap's title, and that's really rough.
Yeah, well, when they kept calling him Captain America, I was just like, just call him USA Agent, please. Like, yeah. Because he's really small, he's really arrogant, and just how he becomes more of a dick, and and that whole scene with them in the car when they're walking, like, get in.
They just keep walking, and
come on, guys. They're like,
well, and it's we talked about this before we were recording. It's that he has that one line, like when he's sitting there with Falcon, like Bucky's already left, And he's sitting, Falcon's willing to listen. Sam's like there hearing him out. And he goes, I could always use Cap's old wingman. And he's like, it's always the last line. And then just leaves. And I'm just like, gosh, think before you speak.
Oh, right. As soon as the wife heard that, no joke. I'm trying to cuss less in these videos just because of, But the first thing she said, as soon as he said that and came out of his mouth, she's like, fuck you. And I was just like, yep. Yep, you put your foot in your mouth. Mm-hmm. The whole thing, the whole foot.
It's I don't know. I'm waiting for the time, like, because Falcon called Bucky Buck earlier in the episode. He's like, you don't get to call me that. Only Steve gets to call me that. I'm waiting for U.S. Agent to call him Buck. And then Bucky just get pissed.
And rips his arm off.
I mean...
I wonder if Rocket's ever going to get that arm. Because I was watching Infinity War, and he's like, "Oh, can I have your arm?" And he's just like, "I'm gonna get that arm."
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's really, I really do like this show, and I think they cast a really good person to play U.S. Agent or USA Agent.
Yeah.
That you would hate, because I'm just like,
it was like U.S. Agent.
U.S. Agent. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to remember those kind of things.
Oh.
But just because it goes, first episode you just see him and you're just like, okay, he looks kind of like an idiot.
Then when you get to see more of him, you're like,
I understand. Like when you first meet him.
Well, the football stuff too. He's like, I'm in my school, and I got kind of confused there because like, Good Morning America. And I'm like, so is it early in the morning or is it at night? Like,
I did like the song that was playing when he came out, though. The Star-Spangled Man song that was just like jazzed up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's really neat. And I'm just like, but he's an asshole. So.
But we shall see how it plays out. More character development next episode. I can't wait until we get to Zemo.
I'm waiting until like episode 5 when things start like
really
going together, ramping up, and then we get episode 6 of just like the finale of just crazy crap.
I wonder if Steve's like watching all this
from the moon.
Yeah. It's like, the hell's going on down there? I've done all I can,
No, and then I told you they flat out explained, like they shot time through Scott and it made him older and younger. They could do the exact same thing to Steve and make him a kid. Or make him younger.
Oh, that would suck, though. Like, he went through all his life, got Peggy, and this and that. Then all of a sudden, you're like, you're a baby again. Ah!
Oh, come on, guys. Can't I just die?
Or can I do my teen years? Huh? Teen years. I skipped those pretty quick,
Gosh.
All right, but overall, rating?
I'd still say like a 7. Like, it's still not a bad show. We're expecting, I think we're expecting more intrigue and, stuff than we're necessarily getting per episode because it's building up to those things.
Yeah.
So I think as far as a build-up episode,
I think once the twist comes,
once USA Agent is working for the power broker or Zemo is actually orchestrating everything from behind the scenes, and
that's what I feel like. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Like he's actually pulling the strings and he's like, I had you come here.
I will next episode if when he meets them he starts saying all of the stuff to try to take control of Bucky.
Yeah.
Again, I'm really hoping Bucky plays along with it.
Oh yeah, I think that's something they would do. Like, and he's like, he starts repeating it and this and that. And he's like, come on, I got a therapist now.
Get me out of here. No.
All right, yeah. Well, I give it about a 7 as well. So I agree. Tell us what you think of the show. Write in the comments below. Are you feeling it? Are you not feeling it? You loving it? Not loving it? Or you can't wait for more. So
I'm really looking forward to more, just because it's with these series specifically. Until you get to the end, you're not really getting everying going on. So I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna be like.
Episode 6, we'll give it a few weeks to watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop my subscription to Disney. Yeah, sure. But also, like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I'm KMB The Sexy Ninja.
And I'm Doug.